Children, young girls were assaulted by Syrian migrants at a swimming pool. One of them was as young as 11, and while they were in the swimming pool, these Syrian men, aged 18 to 28, started touching them. The video was going to highlight that case, and then I went on Google to search more about it, and it turns out that this happens the whole time. If you have Google, go look up migrants swimming pool. It's gone so far that some German towns have banned them from the swimming pool. Reading headlines, 8 migrants arrested for sexual assault of 13-year-old girl in Cologne swimming pool. Another one, Afghan asylum seekers arrested for sex attack on teen girls at swimming baths in Germany. Another one, Swedish women start vigilante patrols at swimming pools after reports of sexual assaults by refugees. It goes on and on and on. And it's not just girls. Vienna, on 2nd of December 2015, in Vienna, a 10-year-old boy, 10 years of age boy, was raped. The perpetrator, 20-year-old Iraqi refugee who had just arrived in the country 2 months earlier. He said he hadn't had sex for 4 months, so that's why he raped this 10-year-old boy. So the video started off and it was going to just talk about the case in Germany where 9 children were sexually assaulted by Syrian men, one of them being 11 years old. That's primary school age. But it turns out this is an ongoing problem all across Europe. Germany, there's articles here, Germany hands out swimming pool etiquette guides after sexual harassment reports against migrants. Giving out guides to migrants to not sexually assault children at the swimming pool. I'm sure that'll help.
I think that this is a subject that's not talked about very often, so I'm going to talk about it. It also has to do with masculinity and men in general. I feel like something is going on in Europe, European countries, I should say, altogether. There's an attack happening on women and little girls. Some of these little girls are down to the ages of 6 years old, and some even younger than that, who are in their early 20s, and even some elderly women who are being raped by people who do not belong in these countries. These people are third world migrants who are pushed into these countries and should not be there in the first place. A lot of times when these things happen, they happen to these women or these little girls who did not vote for this. I would like to make that extremely clear that a 9-year-old cannot vote for what is happening in Europe. I hear a lot of people that say, well, they voted for it. They voted for it. A 9-year-old doesn't vote for that. Neither does a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old. These are native children to Europe. I don't care what anybody says. You can laugh about it all you want, but it's not funny. These girls are being raped and some are left for dead. Whenever you talk about it over there in Europe, you can be thrown in jail. There's even a father that tried to go stop what was happening and go hunt these people down that did it. And he was arrested and locked up while the rapers were let free. It is only just now starting to hit the news that this is something that is an actual epidemic over there in Europe. And it's not only an epidemic in Europe, it is also starting to happen here in the United States. So I figured I would start where it's worse and where you can be locked up for trying to stop these people. And then I can move over to the United States. There's a lot to talk about what is going on over there. But this particular video that I am going to be watching with you guys on this channel today is from the channel Modernity. And if you are not aware, there's a person named Paul Joseph Watson who has 2 channels. I know some people don't like him, but I do see that his videos do show things that other people don't talk about. So whether he's a grifter or not, I don't know, but I do know that his videos show things that a lot of people are afraid to talk about on YouTube. So I'm going to watch that and I'm going to talk about it afterwards, but it's pretty sickening and disgusting. So without further ado, here we go.
The annual festival of music was marred by mass brawls, stabbings, as well as around 150 people, most of them teenage girls, being jabbed by men with syringes.
It's disgusting.
French, surely not the French.
100.
Nah, it's the new French.
Where's my cheese?
They need to get out. They do not belong there, period.
French tradition for 44 years. But since it began in the early 80s, things have changed a bit. The new tradition seems to be based
it's
around
never ending.
attacking people, smashing things up, and having running battles with the riot police.
And for anybody that thinks that that we deserve this, or people in France deserve this, that's disgusting. That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard of. Because these are the same people that say that we deserve it, are the same ones who are out in the street crying and flipping out over Gaza, or crying and flipping out over Iran, or crying and flipping out over Ukraine. But as soon as it's Europe, as soon as it's people that look like me or look like us, it's all of a sudden okay now, and we shouldn't be crying about it, which I think is absolutely disgusting that people would think that way. So I just figured I'd put that out there. Also, I still have family that live in France. So if you think that this isn't really happening and this is just fake, I can assure you that it is happening. It's not fake. And it is widespread. It is not just one country. It's not just France. It is every single European nation over in Europe. Every single one. It's even touching Iceland. So let's continue.
Happy evening into yet another opportunity
Imagine,
to riot, some took it
imagine
even
just for a
further,
second.
with at least 145 girls and young
Hold
women
on, I'll let him
attacked
talk.
by men carrying syringes who tried
Imagine
to jab them.
if we
Although
went
not confirmed,
to
there are suggestions that in some cases
an
the
African
syringes
country
contained
and tried this.
date-rape drugs. The fact that these attacks occurred
Zimbabwe,
simultaneously across the country clearly indicates
Congo.
they were organized in advance. Many of the attacks
If we
occurred in
went to
Paris and
any
Metz.
other
In
country and
Montpellier,
tried
a
this
young
crap,
woman was attacked with a syringe,
you would
with the
be-
culprit revealed to be a
you'd be hung
28-year-old
from a tree probably
Bangladeshi man
and
who was
lit on
under a
fire.
deportation order to leave the country. In Chambéry, one of the suspects arrested was an Arabic-speaking man. In Grenoble, at least 10 women were syringe attacked, but no suspects were arrested.
Now,
in Caen, multiple women were attacked with syringes.
out of those
while 2 girls were sexually
371
assaulted.
that are
In Lyon,
arrested,
an illegal
how many you
immigrant
think
from
are going to get out of
Algeria
jail?
allegedly molested several
In less
women
than a
before
week,
attempting to cross
with
the
no
test
charges.
of a police officer, while asserting, quote, "I hope Iran and Algeria bomb France." Before the music festival, scores of Muslim influencers
It's just
denounced
ridiculous.
the event as haram.
On fait de la musique ici, c'est mosquée. Hein. Donc toi, tu vas monter sur Paris, tu vas aller faire la fête.
T'as du mal à arrêter d'écouter de la musique. Mon frère, ma soeur, j'ai 4 astuces hyper bénéfiques pour toi. Ça va vraiment t'aider.
And in Annecy, mobs of youths decided to add to the party atmosphere of the festival by burning down an elementary school.
Okay, so that's the end of that particular video. That's not the full video. If you would like to see the full video, I will make sure that I put the link in the description for that particular video. I would like you to go over and go watch it on his actual channel. He does have other videos too that are very good that talk about the kind of same subject matter as well. So I'm going to jump over to I'm actually going to jump over to Instagram, and we're going to look over a couple of videos there. So this guy has a good Instagram page where he talks about different things that are going on in France and Sweden and things like that. So I would like to show you some of these women who are being harassed just by walking down the street. So let's go ahead and check that out.
Hi guys, so I'm
She's just
currently
minding her
getting
own
chased by
business.
this random man in a mouth mask.
Another day, another woman
And
followed.
clearly,
Isn't he
he's
so
not
sweet
native
to just follow me without
to
my
Europe.
permission? This is a scooter,
It's a strange behaviour
very
too.
beautiful. Hi guys.
Mind you, this is happening all the time. This is not like a every once in a while, a couple times a week. This is every single day. I've got another video that I'm going to show too with women who are crying about what they're having to deal with over there in France and some of these other countries where they cannot even go out at night. Okay, so here's the other video of that girl crying.
Love living in Paris, but it is not for the fucking weak. I want to be able to go outside right now and to be able to enjoy life, but I've been harassed so many fucking times in this goddamn city that I'm afraid to go anywhere fucking alone. And there's a whole beautiful city out there that I just want to see, but I'm actually fucking terrified.
They have a lot to answer for. Her at her age, she never created what's going on in Paris, along with all of Europe. It's not the younger generation that created it. It's the ones that came before. Now it's up to us if we continue to let it happen or we say, no, we need to reverse this. But like that, see what she's doing there? With diverse populations, social isolation goes up. So people are less likely to go out, meet people, and go out socialize. Remigration is the
This would not be tolerated anywhere else, nowhere else. You got liberals holding signs talking about stop blowing up Gaza and quit killing people in the Middle East and Arab this and Arab that and Jewish this and Jewish that. But if it's us and it's in our countries, Iceland, France, Scandinavia, any of these places that are over there in Western Europe, no one seems to care.
This degeneracy. This is what they want for Europe.
I miss. I like you a lot, innit? Let me get your snap.
Snap?
They get your snap.
I don't have Snap.
Well, how old are you?
21.
Yeah, man, 20 though. What? You got Insta? I know you go like you. How you got a fucking man, bro? And you're looking that fucking, you know what I'm saying? Pristine and that. You know what I'm saying? Your man ain't saying that to you.
Degeneracy.
Yeah, brother, you know.
I have no qualms saying it. When I have a daughter one day, I don't want her living in a society like that. We have to get back to the way Europe used to be. This degeneracy, isn't it? Everyone should get on board with remigration.
I just want to say for anybody who's down in the comments who's going to say some dumb shit like, well, they voted for it, blah, 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 blah. I just want to remind you that these countries, we all know who they're ran by, can cheat on votes. It does not matter who you vote for. So even if, like, let's say in Germany they have the AfD party, right? If 75% of the people vote for the AfD party, they can literally cheat on those votes and they can still push a different party in there on top of the AfD. And we all know this, so I don't know why we say things like this. There's probably a huge majority of women who do not want these people there and who didn't vote for it. So the fact that there's always people in the comments that will just like jump to conclusions and say, oh, well, these women voted for it. I know that there's a lot of liberal women that vote for that kind of shit, but not all of them are that way. There's a lot of our women, white women, who don't want that shit in their countries. And even though they vote no on it, they will still try to cheat. I mean, look at the United States. We have a really good voting system here, right? And you guys remember what happened between Trump and Biden. I can't say it because I'll probably get my channel banned for saying it, but you know what I'm talking about. It's not hard to cheat on that kind of shit on elections, right? Especially if it's like if it's halfway through the voting season, right? Halfway through the 4 years. I don't know how it works in Europe, but if it's halfway through and you're just voting on different things, different laws inside of that country, it's probably pretty easy to cheat and get like open borders and things like that, right? So in between the big elections, it's probably easier to cheat because people don't really pay attention to those numbers. So before you jump to conclusions and think that women are just letting these people in and they want them there, that's probably not the case by and large. You got liberals holding signs talking about stop blowing up Gaza and quit killing people in the Middle East and Arab this and Arab that and Jewish this and Jewish that. But if it's us and it's in our countries, Iceland, France, Scandinavia, any of these places that are over there in Western Europe, no one seems to care. Or there's the whole, which I think is disgusting, people saying, well, you deserve it. You deserve it because of what your ancestors did, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something about my ancestors, okay? My ancestors probably were impoverished, didn't have a lot of money, okay? They didn't own boats. They didn't own a trading business. And they probably barely, if they were lucky, got to run their own farm. So when you say ancestors, I think you should be really careful what the hell you're talking about, because most of our ancestors were not rich and did not have money. So you were talking about the elite, the elitists of France, the elitists of European nations. What I'm trying to say is that You can't take something that happened 300 years before this and try to blame that on the reason why these people from another undeveloped nation are getting pushed across the borders into a developed nation. And they are not building it up, they're destroying it. There's a huge difference between what we did when we went somewhere else and what others did when they come to ours. So that's all I'm saying. I think that it's ridiculous, and I think that the whole like pushing the guilt on people to try to get away with disgusting atrocities like raping little girls and doing whatever the hell you think you can in a different country without any repercussions, I think is disgusting. And it looks like a lot of people are starting to stand up, especially in places like Ireland, places like Germany, places here like in the United States. People are getting sick of it. And that's just, nobody's going to lay down and take that. I don't care who you are. So I hope you guys like the video. I'm going to end up doing another video on some anti-white stuff. There's a lot of people out there that think that that's a myth and that white replacement is a myth. So I'll make sure that I add plenty of facts and things inside of this next video that I'm going to make and spend some good time on it to make sure that I can prove the point that there is something going on and that we are being replaced and that there is a silent genocide going on against white people. So I will talk to you guys later, and I'm hoping that I can come out with another video this week. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.